World of Sport put on a show in the UK that saw Jill Singh versus Terry Rudge and a match of Pat Roach versus Tom Tyrone. Also in 1984 on this date, NWA Worldwide was aired. On this show, Valiant and Funk Jr. faced off against White and Alexander, the Assassins faced off against Brown and Houston, Angelo Mosca Jr. took on Ivan Koloff, Rufus Jones went up against Gary Royale, Mark Youngblood took on Tony Russo, and Ernie Ladd went up against John Bonello. 2 years later, in 1986, the New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Year Wars Super Battle 1986 Day 25 show, Mil Mascaras went to a draw with Kuniaki Kobayashi and held on to his IWA World Heavyweight title. The Great Kabuki went to a draw with Tiger Mask 2. Then in the main event of the night, Tenryu and Jumbo Tsuruta defeated the team of Riki Chozu and Yoshiaku Yatsu to regain the NWA International Tag Team titles in a match that was given 5 stars by Dave Meltzer. On this date in 1995, Smoky Mountain Wrestling aired a weekly show with a card that consisted of Tommy Pittner and the Wolfman versus the Gangsters, Buddy Landel versus the Dirty White Boy, and then Eddie Gilbert and Unabomb won a Smoky Mountain Rumble. Also in that match were D'Lo Brown, Chris Candido, the Dirty White Boy, Robert Gibson, and New Jack. Also in 1995, All Japan Pro Wrestling TV was aired on this date. On this show, the always faultless Mitsuharu Misawa and Kenta Kobashi went up against Kawada and Akira Teo in a tag team bout. Monday Night Raw was held on this date in 2002. On the show, the reigning undisputed champion Chris Jericho gave a title shot to Maven after he eliminated The Undertaker at the Royal Rumble. Ric Flair, who in storyline had part ownership of the company, begged Vince McMahon not to bring the NWO to destroy the company. Stone Cold Steve Austin took on Kurt Angle in a main event in a number 1 contenders match. A Ring of Honor's Dissension show in 2006, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson faced off against the phenomenal AJ Styles in a 30-minute classic for the ROH World Heavyweight title. And elsewhere on the card, Low-Ki took on Jack Evans, Austin Aries and Roderick Strong successfully defeated BJ Whitmer and Jimmy Jacobs to regain the ROH World Tag Team titles, and Christopher Daniels took on Matt Sydal. The WWE held a 2007 Royal Rumble event at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. On this night, Batista took on Mr. Kennedy for the World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena faced off against Umaga in a Last Man Standing Championship match for the WWE Championship, and the hometown hero The Undertaker won this year's Royal Rumble by outlasting Edge, Randy Orton, Kane and Shawn Michaels. In 2017, 5 Star Wrestling held an event in Dundee, Scotland. On the card, John Morrison was the winner of the tournament after beating Moose in the opening round, Drew Galloway in the semi-finals, and then Rey Mysterio in the final. Then finally, in 2018, the WWE held a Royal Rumble event again. On this night, Brock Lesnar defeated Braun Strowman and Kane in a triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship. AJ Styles defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match for the WWE World Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura won the Men's Rumble by outlasting a star-studded roster that included John Cena, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Then in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, Asuka outlasted 29 other women that included the likes of Lita, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch and the Bella Twins.